Share and spread the soil knowledge with soilbooks.com.
The first week of January 2025 brought terror to Los Angeles. Wildfires erupted across the region. Fueled by dry conditions and strong winds, the flames spread rapidly. The largest of these fires, the Palisades Fire and the Eaton Fire, consumed over 37,000 acres. Thousands of homes were reduced to ash. The human cost was devastating. At least 29 people perished in the blazes. Weeks later, more than 20 people remained missing. The fires left a scar on the landscape and on the hearts of Angelenos. The communities of Pacific Palisades and Altadena were particularly hard hit. The fires forced thousands to flee their homes. Many returned to find nothing but smoldering ruins. The physical damage was immense. The emotional toll was immeasurable. The January fires were a wake-up call. They demonstrated the urgent need for better fire prevention and preparedness measures. They also underscored the growing threat of climate change. The most immediate environmental impact of the fires was the smoke. Thick plumes of smoke blanketed Los Angeles for days. The air quality reached hazardous levels. Residents were urged to stay indoors. Schools and businesses were closed. The smoke posed a serious health risk, especially for children, the elderly, and those with respiratory problems. The smoke contained a dangerous cocktail of pollutants. These included particulate matter, carbon monoxide, and volatile organic compounds. The fires released an enormous amount of particulate matter into the air. The air quality was so bad that it was visible from space. Satellite images showed a massive plume of smoke stretching for hundreds of miles. The smoke traveled across the country, affecting air quality in other states. The fires left behind a landscape transformed. Thousands of acres of forest and chaparral were reduced to ash. The fires burned so hot in some areas that they sterilized the soil. This will make it difficult for vegetation to recover. The loss of vegetation has a ripple effect on the entire ecosystem. The fires destroyed critical habitat for a variety of plant and animal species. Many animals were killed in the blazes. Others were displaced, forced to flee their homes in search of food and shelter. The fires will likely have a significant impact on the biodiversity of the region. Some species may struggle to recover. The loss of vegetation also increases the risk of erosion and mudslides. Trees and other plants help to hold the soil in place. Without them, the soil is vulnerable to being washed away by rain. The fires have left the landscape scarred and vulnerable. Section 4. A warming world burns. The January fires were a tragedy. They were also a stark reminder of the growing threat of climate change. Climate change is increasing the frequency and severity of wildfires in California and around the world. This is due to a number of factors. Climate change is leading to hotter, drier conditions. This creates ideal conditions for wildfires to ignite and spread. The recent drought in California has exacerbated these conditions. The vegetation is parched and highly flammable. A small spark can quickly ignite a conflagration. Climate change is also altering wind patterns. The Santa Ana winds, which are common in Southern California, are becoming stronger and more erratic. Section 5. Acts of kindness. In the aftermath of the fires, communities came together to support those who had lost their homes and loved ones. Neighbors helped neighbors. Strangers offered food, clothing, and shelter. The outpouring of support was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Celebrities also stepped up to help. Musicians Chris Stapleton and Morgane Stapleton donated $1 million to the American Red Cross and Save the Children. Other celebrities, including Shohei Ohtani, Jamie Lee Curtis, Beyoncé, Paris Hilton, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Taylor Swift, also made significant donations. These acts of generosity provided much-needed financial assistance to those affected by the fires. The entertainment industry also rallied to support the relief efforts. Benefit concerts and telethons were held to raise money for the victims. Actors and musicians used their platforms to raise awareness about the fires and encourage donations. Section 6. Rising from the ashes. The January fires were a catastrophe for Los Angeles. However, they also present an opportunity to rebuild a more resilient and sustainable city. As the city recovers, it is essential to prioritize measures that will reduce the risk of future wildfires and mitigate the impacts of climate change. One key strategy is to create defensible space around homes and communities. This involves clearing vegetation and other flammable materials within a certain radius of structures. It also includes using fire-resistant building materials. By creating defensible space, we can make it more difficult for wildfires to ignite and spread. Another important measure is to manage forests and wildlands more effectively. This includes thinning overgrown forests, conducting prescribed burns, and restoring degraded ecosystems. By managing forests more actively, we can reduce the risk of catastrophic wildfires and improve the health of our forests. Finally, we must address the root cause of the problem: climate change.